Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Fantastic day, snowy day. Hope you guys had a safe day. Great day for us. Had opportunity to get some things, get caught up. And with that being said, as usual, CEO, it's on you.
1 Timothy 4, verse 12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are so young. Set an example for the believers in what you say and in how you live. Also, set an example in how you love and in what you believe. Show the believers how to be pure. Day 68, Episode 68, March 9th, 2023.
You heard what he said, episode 68. And with that being said, I want to remind you guys of some truth, a deep spiritual truth. Problems arise from doing what is right, not from doing what is wrong. I'm going to say it again. Problems arise from doing what is right in the eyes of the Most High God, of course, not from doing what's wrong. Well, Brother Earl, how do you say that? Well, because here's the truth. You ready? If you're doing something wrong, you are the problem. Problems don't arise. You are the actual problem. Very different from being righteous and problems arise through and in and around your righteous lifestyle. Brother Earl, why does that need to be said tonight? How are you trying to give us some spiritual truth? Here's the thing. When you start to get a handle on your resource, when you start to get a handle on your money, when you start to become a steward, you will find yourself dealing with problems that simply arise because you are now doing the right thing instead of doing the wrong thing, and what you're doing is the problem. Now, this is going to be deep, I understand. I've already probably lost one or two of you already. Go back and listen to me. Here's a biblical truth. We have to understand that when we get on the narrow path, not the wide road is the problem. You have to understand that. The wide road is the problem. When you're on the narrow road, you come up against issues and challenges. You are not the issue and the challenge. You come up against the issue and the challenge. Or the issue and the challenge comes up against you. You are not the issue. Things come to you. You come upon. Things are done to you. Things are said about you. Things are thrown at you. Roadblocks are put in your path. All these things happen to you while you are on the narrow road. What does the narrow road have to do with your finances? It is the same thing. When you leave not having a budget, when you leave being a consumer and you move into being a sower, some people consume everything that they get. They eat the apple and the seed. They get the green, they eat the stalk, they eat the leaf. Some people eat the whole harvest. Why? Because they're a problem. They don't understand that you have to take a part of the harvest and sow it back into the land. Now, these are deep spiritual truths now. So don't lose me. If you are doing what is right, If you are beginning to become a steward, if you are starting to save 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, if you are giving to the Most High God through the local church, if you are giving and supporting Christian endeavors, problems are going to arise because you're doing the right thing. And here is a deep truth. If problems arise, don't be so quick to credit the devil. Remember, God allows things to happen in your life, in my life, in our lives to build and strengthen our faith and increase our trust in Him and our dependency for His direction. Here's one. If you are having issues when you're doing what is right, don't be surprised if the Most High God is behind it so He can develop your stewardship, develop your trust, develop your discipline. Now, obviously, everything that happens to you is not directly the result of God's direct activity. Sometimes we do get attacked by the enemy. Let's not mistake the one for the other, or let's not mix one with the other. Let's not mix and match that. Understand what I'm talking about. Is oftentimes when we do what's right, when we start to budget, when we start to steward, we always want to give the enemy more credit than what it is, because simply we get upset when strange things happen to us. Not the case. Develop some maturity. And if you're doing what is right and you come upon some challenges, be assured that the Most High God is behind it. He's already given you what you need if you would hold on to what you already have been taught. AKA, keep the faith, keep the discipline, keep trusting, be patient, develop patience, develop stewardship, develop will, self-control, which, by the way, He gives you if you lean on Him, lean in Him. 1 Timothy 4:12. We ought to be examples, leaders. Those of you who are leaders that are on the channel, we should be examples in every area, including how we manage, how we budget, how we steward, not just in coming to church, not just in showing up for choir rehearsal, not just in being an usher, not just in being preacher on Sunday. We should be an example in all areas of our life. Remember, the Bible is what? One truth, many applications. So we should be examples in all areas of our lives, financial as well. The scriptures are clear. When we do God's work, God's way, participating from a pure place of love, mercy, and forgiveness, thankfulness, gratitude, there will be enough resource for what He has called you to and told you to do. Exodus 36:5. You can cite that. Remember, one of the manifestations, one of the names of God is Jehovah Jireh. We're in the Old Testament now, which means the Lord will provide. Genesis 22. I like this. God commits Himself to being a provider to those who trust Him, to those who sow, to those who give, to those who obey. If the Most High God allows a problem in your life, be assured that He will provide for you through the issue, challenge, and problem. And when God blesses you, don't be the guy who stores up his harvest in the barn. What am I saying? People always expect that the rich people or the wealthier people or the well-to-do people are the ones that give the most in the church. Not so. It's quite the opposite. I don't want to get too deep in here, but I want to say this. Okay? Individuals, typically with the lower income, middle class, have a tendency to support the things of God on a higher dimension. That's why it takes discipline. That's why it takes stewardship. And unfortunately, people who are more well-to-do give less to the things of God. They give less to the church. They give less to nonprofits who are doing God's work in the earth realm. And there's nothing new under the sun. Look at the Macedonians in 2 Corinthians chapter 8. You'll know what I'm talking about. Those believers gave out of their poverty. And remember, nothing is equal with God. The only thing God has called us to that is equal is we all have an equal sacrifice unto him. I'm going to say it again. Nothing is equal with God. It's bad doctrine. The only thing that is equal with us is God, is the sacrifice. And I'll develop that later on in the year. It's your man Earl. What to do when problems arise for doing what's right financially. Episode 68, March 9th, 2023. CEO has laid it out. We need to be the example. Don't get caught up in reducing yourself as God elevates you. Remember, we are sowers. Remember, we are sowers and reapers. It's what we do. We don't bury the one in the ground. We put the 5 to work. Let he who has an ear hear what the Spirit says. God bless you. God keep you. Peace.